Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Ladies and gentlemen,
let's get started.
I have thought a lot in the last 24 hours.
Time to get your weekly sports fix.
By the skin of their teeth they lost.
Then you can just ride it the whole thing.
With Stix.
What's going on over there, Nas Big Homie?
And there we go.
Hey.
Out here on the run, walling out, just barely throwing crumbs of food in my mouth, just trying to keep things together. Bad time management, the usual Big Homie type.
Bad time management. Hey,
ultimately that's where it lies. Is if you're ever rushing and you ever feel rushed, it's all about bad time management.
Well, it's easy to do when you gotta go pick kids up, take kids there, and do this and do that. Everyday lifestyle of being a parent, right, my man?
Yup. Sure. I'm about to sit back and try to overdose on this horse dewormer. Cure every single medical problem that I tend to be having right now and whatever. Man, this is crazy, man. I need the miracle cure, the voodoo cure. I need something.
The horse dewormer seems to be the way to go. If
that's what I heard. That's the word on the street.
Seems to be using, man.
I just got to make sure you get the right one, because everybody's just saying horse dewormer as like a generalized term, but apparently there's an actual horse dewormer and a different variated version that they tested that's designed for humans, because it found that when in the testing process, it found that it did have some effects. You just have to get the right one. If you get a horse version for a human, something's wrong with you. You're buying the wrong stuff.
That's wild, dude. That is so wild.
Yeah, man. But hey, things roll on, man. What's been going on with you?
Jeez, man, nothing. Corey finally got picked up by the wife, so he's out of the house. We did go in the house. We go check. Yeah, he's back in the house finally. Him and I went and checked out the old Snoqualmie, fool.
That's right, man. Hey, so, give firsthand account.
Have to give the lowdown. No, it was pretty. It's a nice little place. You ever been to Snoqualmie Casino? It's pretty dope. Okay. Good size. A lot of good stuff going on there. They had to carve out a corner of the building to add the sports book on there. It's fairly small. Probably literally the size of probably about, I don't know, 1,500 square feet, I'm guessing. So not much bigger than my apartment with all the walls knocked down.
Wow.
Has a few tables to sit there. I don't think you're gonna be able to go enjoy the game. They did have some screens, not as many as I thought they could have for games on, but they did have a couple big size TVs on the side, so you can see the games that are on. And then they have a little bar on the corner cut out as well. The nice thing is they do have these kiosks located around the casino. There's about 6 or 8 of them, I believe.
Self-serve.
Yeah, self-serve, fairly easy to use too. So from what I, for the couple hours I was there, I used them a couple times for our picks last week. So wasn't too bad. Still got to go cash in and get our money back. But yeah, it wasn't too bad all around. It's interesting. I'm going to be interested to see how the other places do it, because I know you and I talked a couple years ago about EQC down there by you, and they were building the new casino there for a while, and they just opened last year in June. So you would think they would have already had that put in the plans, but when I was there that one time, bro, like the casino floor was wide, but not a whole lot going on, if you know, and that place is huge. So Snoqualmie got about, it's probably about an 8 out of a 10 in my book. I mean, could be a little bigger, a little more focused on the sports part of it, where, hopefully they have a plan to add something on there, but it's not bad.
Well, sure. It's even, uplifting to hear that at least that they look like they did a build out in order to accommodate this. They didn't try to squeeze it in there.
Well, I think
what I meant is
they did like cut out a corner of the building, not the building, but the spot. So they probably had to condense a couple slot. It was probably like a slot machine corner ish.
Yeah.
So
well, I'll take that back then. Okay.
Yeah,
straight up.
Add on or anything.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand. They knew this was coming down the pipeline. I just don't understand not having somebody in control of space management and things like that. We've worked on these type of jobs before where it's, physically merchandising a location in order for best fit. And we get these notifications about stuff well in advance in order to game plan. And I just don't understand a venture of this size that these casinos are doing. I don't understand the mindset of treating it like it's just extras on top. You don't care anything about the customer experience when it comes to sports betting. You're just going to take advantage of the fact that we can take more of y'all's money if we throw up a couple kiosks. Okay. Only thing that I got to say to all these casinos out here is just make sure you keep the fan in mind and keep the experience high. Because if you guys stay true to the sports book environment, man, you don't even know how much revenue that opens up with people staying on site to eat and the whole nine because they're watching 6 hours of game. So for me, it's a no-brainer. But I just hope that they follow these type of directions with it.
Yeah, I feel it too. It's going to be interesting to see how they, how the rest of the units, the rest of the tribal casinos roll out their
casinos, man. That's their whole thing is casinos. Muckleshoot's got the big old thing in the middle for song and dance and performance, right? That's their thing. They go for that. They have that worked into their game plan. I don't understand the experience that you could set up by having a sports book. It's like opening up a new restaurant with, a different type of motif.
Yeah.
Right. You're given another experience instead of just, if that's the case, you might as well just have booths at 7-Eleven then.
Right? Yeah. You mentioned that last week. I mean, that might as well be just like a Washington lottery, like you said, right? Just be able to go in, put in a ticket and spit it out. So
it's all in infancy, man. Hopefully they listening to this. We will fix casino business as well.
100%. All right, Hums, big homie. Let's hit a few things we got from last week and what we saw over the weekend, and then we'll get into some NFL and close it out. How about that?
Man, a lot of stuff's going down. The king of all entertainment, NFL, is running the show right now. So, we had to come out and really get something for y'all to tease y'all brain with these other discussions out here. Let's get it.
So don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show. Go to ThisIsFunner.com for more podcasts and online content. Grab some merch while you're there from the Funner family. Follow me on Twitter at Stix015 and follow this guy. Now it's big homie at homie_anonymous.
All right.
Hey, we need to see some people's power rankings, by the way, before we get into that. But, we put ours out there on that Twitterverse. So let's hear all about yours and use that hashtag Stix and Sports.
All right. The final score.
All right, my brother. Yo, I know you got something to say about this. What'd you think of that college football popping off with 100,000 people in the stadiums, bro? That is wild.
It's wild, man. I mean, I just, at this point, and I had to really wrap my head around it because it's crazy visually.
Right.
3 years ago, this never even entered our minds, or at least for me, and I call myself a pretty avid sports guy. It never entered my mind the fanatic fandom that's going on at college football. And when you seen that all yellow, it was nuts, man. You know, that Michigan situation, it was extremely nuts. And a lot of other stadiums around D1 football, or FBS as they call it, mainly in the other leagues as well, man. But shit, what do you know about Jacksonville State Gamecocks? Do you know anything about that team? I never heard of it. Do you know anything about it?
I did not know they were the Gamecocks, but I do know they laid out my boys on the last play. I don't even know.
You found out about
how far it was, but they threw a ball downfield and ran by like 5 guys and just scored the game-winning touchdown. And yikes, it's gonna be a rough season when you're losing to Jacksonville State, whoever they are.
That's crazy, man. I just heard that it was. I didn't watch the game, so I just heard that it was a bad coaching decision or something at the end, or something that I don't know. I didn't see it, so
I didn't get to see it either. I was
they blew it because it was a close game, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it ended up being like 17-16 or something like that, if I remember correctly.
Probably closer than it should have been, right? So, and it was a decision that was made, I think, that messed everything up. But that's a cool thing, man. Wow. That's wild, though. I mean, look, at the same time, it's all bad. Look, Washington took that L, UW, week one.
Right.
Strange, right? You're like, yo, what the hell's going on? And USC was top 20. They catch hell from Stanford. I thought Stanford was pretty good, but apparently they're really not, as far as the ranking goes, that good. They're not top 20, something like this. They get smoked by them. Coach gets smoked too, right behind them. Get out.
Yeah. So how... Yeah, and you've heard the rumor mill that they were talking about old Urban Meyer leaving Jacksonville. How
they questioned him already, and with a camera in front of his face.
And he said, "No doubt, no way, I'm doing that." But how foul would that be, bro? Like, one game into your NFL career after you sign a 6-year contract, you're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bounce to this Southern California gig real quick."
Don't act like it ain't never been done before, though.
Not after one game, though.
That's true.
Not after one game.
One game is one game crazier than I'll take the job. Matter of fact, I won't.
Right, like Bill Belichick style?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one game would be more fun and more laughable at that point. Especially when you got your franchise quarterback that you had handpicked, and went there for that reason.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Did you hear the wild one? It's so wild that I stumbled over. Did you hear that many times? But check this out. They're talking about Eric Bieniemy possibly taking the SC job, building a squad, and leapfrog back into the league as a head coach once he gets the experience. I heard that theory. I said, I mean, do the Chiefs want that? Right? I mean, but on the other hand, is that in best interest? Because Eric Bieniemy's from Southern California, so is that in his best interest to even do that? I mean, does he think he has something with the SC boys that they could build a squad? Because if he doesn't, is that even going to be a good look?
Right. I mean, if there was a way for him to get an NFL head coaching job, if that was the way he had to go, but it's going to have to all go right for him. I think he has a better chance of staying in the NFL and getting a head coaching job at this point.
That's what I'm saying. Especially with that squad, you're going to guarantee yourself a spot. It's just going to be, you're going to have to take the first one smoking. So the first dude that gets smoked, they're going to call you first, and you take it or leave it right then and there. You know what I mean? And you know how it is in any profession. You don't want to say no too many times.
Exactly. NHL is popping off. Got those Kraken jerseys released yesterday, straight from the Kraken store themselves, and they got I've seen a lot of people walking around with those bad boys yesterday. They look pretty slick, bro. I know you're gonna want one of those.
Man, I already told you, man. When I saw the when they dropped the team expansion draft, when they revealed that white, I said, "That's the one." Now, everybody's probably thinking, "Okay, what is he talking about?" He's talked a whole lot about this Kraken business. Isn't he from LA? Doesn't he have a whole lot of Southern California love? Hell yeah, I do. But for whatever reason, man, this Kraken thing is live for a couple of different reasons. You gotta love the logo, okay? And after seeing aside from that, the logo is fly already. The name is kind of crazy, but at least they came through with the logo to match it, right? We saw what happens with Seattle and the Sounders. I'm thinking that that's going to happen with NHL because it's been decades since an NHL squad on a high level has been up here. So I'm thinking we got something here. Am I going to back them when they go against the Kings? No. But
staying loyal, brother.
How rare is that going to really happen? I'm about to deal with that once. It's all good, but I'm going to keep my eyes on them Kraken.
Yeah, it's super exciting, bro. It's going to be freaking awesome. Can't wait till we get to go sit in the arena at Climate Pledge Arena, fully masked, and watching the game. Bro.
Tickets are crazy already.
Yeah, I bet. It's fine. It's fucking.
You don't want to know.
Yeah, it's going to be out of control. But there is, speaking of some Seattle information coming out too, MLB All-Star Game is coming to Seattle in 2023. Leaked information yesterday, or leaked information, I believe, on Tuesday, and I guess they finally made it official on Thursday with your boy Rob Manfred being in Seattle at the Space Needle doing their little go-go dance or whatever. But yeah, so 2023 is going to be sweet. All-Star Game, we're going to have to start prepping for that one here soon.
Oh, that's easy. That's light work. Okay. I just need to know when the home run derby tickets come out. Just let me know so we could be out there in the standing room only section. Everybody who knows what they know, they should know what I'm talking about. T-Mobile Park, standing room only, center field, left center field, center fieldish. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, in the pen hanging out? Hell yeah.
Yo, that's where it's going to pop off the most at.
That'll be a little bit better view than my 300 level tickets I did get back in 2001 for the All-Star Game.
Okay.
Right behind home plate, though, so it's pretty sweet watching Bonds bounce one off the Hit It Here Cafe from high above the home plate. So that was pretty sweet. But yeah, I definitely want to be out in the outfield in the pen somewhere.
Dude, I forgot all about that. The All-Star Game we already had up here because we had the jerseys at the spot. Man,
yeah,
way to refresh the memory.
Hey, speaking of home runs, though, Vladdy Jr. hit his 45th, and then Showtime only has 44. He's gonna have to put on a little show here the last 16 games. He does play the Mariners here, I think 7 times we discussed. So he could very well get quite a few in the final week of the season. So it's gonna be fun to watch him. And then the old boy Salvador Perez. I swear this dude was a lot older than 30 years old, man. 44 for Salvi too.
That's what I'm saying. He's been playing there forever. He was on the championship team and won the World Series. Okay,
right.
and that seems like forever ago. But watch out for him though, because it looks like he's been getting hot. Just because I'm looking at highlights, it seems like he's getting hot. My thought is the conversation of people talking about that I overheard today. Who should win MVP? The two-sided star playing both ways, or Vlad Jr. and the accomplishment where he could, come Triple Crown type close.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking that too.
So, yeah, I thought that was interesting, and people were talking about that right now. And who do you give it to? Because look, at the same time, Showtime, I mean, he's going to do this next year. So if you give it to him now, are you only giving it to two-way players?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I mean, how many years does this kid have in him too? I mean, is he just going to be obviously he's going to be a front runner for the MVP just because of his bat or his pitching. But then does anybody else even really, if he does come across and get it this year, I mean, what's the stipulation like you just said going forward? You're going to have to be a two-way player to be an MVP?
if he led the league in wins, I would say you got to give it to him. Right, because the league lead in wins is 17. And it might be the whole entire league. I think it's 17. It's Jose Urias. Yeah, for the Dodgers. Or at least it was. I think it's 17 or 18 now. I think he won yesterday, or maybe that was a no decision. But, I mean, if he led the league in wins, I would say that's justified. Now, on the other hand, Angel, garbage. Straight trash bag. So,
yeah,
I don't understand what you could do there when Vlad's in the middle of the chase. So,
yeah, good looking out on the 30 for 30 on the 86 Mets, bro. Oh boy,
hey, live G.
That was freaking awesome. I was a Mets fan. That's why I was a Mets fan first, I guess, kind of, because that's what I remember seeing in '86 when I was a wee boy. I guess 8 or whatever I was. Remember watching the World Series then, and that was some crazy talk. I still am baffled by having Lenny Nails Dykstra on there. Like, that dude was punch drunk already in there and just running his mouth, wilding out. Rest in peace, good old boy Gary Carter, the original kid. To be honest with everybody out there, he was the nickname the Kid first. But yeah, bro, that 86 Mets doc series, 4 parts, I caught up on it last night, was dope. Was pretty damn dope. If you haven't seen it, people need to watch it. 30 for 30 in the 86 Mets.
Yeah, man. Once Upon a Time in Queens. And this is a great supplement if you caught the Doc and Daryl 30 for 30.
Yeah.
If you caught that and you kind of got a hint into the vibe that was going on in the clubhouse for the Mets at that time in those years in the mid-'80s, right? You know, this is a perfect supplement to that because it adds in more players, because that was primarily about Daryl and Doc, right? So this now adds in Keith Hernandez. What was going on with him? This goes into Wally Backman. Of course, you already mentioned Gary Carter, Mookie Wilson. It just brings you right back into that place. And I know that you remember, of course, when they were in the World Series, and there was a couple nice shots to the big homie, rest in peace, Dave Hindu Henderson was out there because he was on the Red Sox at that time. And I know this for multiple reasons because, of course, I had the Topps card back in the day. Deal with
Topps. Yeah. Before we move on real quick, now it's big homie, it looks like your Dodgers are locked into at least a wild card if they don't pull out the division. But who do you think's going to squeeze in that National League wild card? St. Louis, San Diego. San Diego's 1 game back, and then you got Cincy 1.5, and then Philly's only 3 back, and they've been making a charge. Man, I don't know. I thought San Diego was a shoo-in earlier, even a couple weeks ago, and they've just been falling off. St. Louis came out of nowhere. I thought Cincy would sneak in. Man,
so, everybody's fading to the back. So from just basically what I've seen, I would not be surprised if St. Louis rolls in with them, because the other teams are just stepping. I mean, you said Philly, but I mean that's a long haul for them. A lot of stuff got to go their way, man. But as far as where it's sitting, I would not be surprised if St. Louis pulls that trick and makes it happen, because all the other teams are kind of going backwards. If you don't want to fall into the playoffs. So the Dodgers are pulling away. Okay, so you guys scramble for that last spot. And like I said, St. Louis is moving upward. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was them.
And then in the AL wild card, you might as well just count out the Mariners after their catastrophe the last 2 days. 4 games back, but New York, Boston, and Toronto all tied up. I don't think anybody wants to see Toronto in a wild card game, let alone in any other game throughout the series, bro. Toronto's hitting it on all cylinders right now. Two of those three teams, New York, Boston, and Toronto, I feel will be 2 of the 3. At this point, I don't know. It's going to be a toss-up between New York and Boston. And Oakland, they're always those sneaky little bastards, man. They might be able to scrounge in there, but I'm hoping to see Toronto at least get the the first wild card and then see what they do in the playoffs, because their offense is potent and their pitching is coming around like crazy now. So shout out to Canada. Maybe we get some Canada listeners like we do our shout out to India. Take some of those.
What's up? Say what's up to us. You know, we could take that trip back out to Toronto because it gets off out there, boy.
You like that place. All right. Let's close the seg out with a little bit of fantasy football news, brother.
Hey, was it as bad for you as it was for me?
Oh man. So we started a little This Is Funner fantasy league.
Shout out to the brand.
Yep, with Chris and his wife Evelyn, Homie and his anonymous wife as well, and then myself, and then we got our buddies Chris and his wife, or her buddy Corey and his wife Jen, and then Steve and his wife Angela. I almost forgot. That would have been good. And then our other buddy in Arizona, Josh. So it's a little 10-league team, and the girls straight whooped ass. The wives were on point this week. Man, oh man. I should give them the right shout out, but they straight whooped ass. I got my ass whooped by Corey's wife, 194-66, brah. 194-66. Aaron Rodgers did not do Aaron Rodgers things for me. Ooh, boy.
Not at all. It was todo malo. It was all bad, bro. Man, I couldn't get... Okay, so first thing, you know, and we're going to get into some of the details on some of this, but when you lose your heavyweight quarterback right off the rip, and you have your lineup set to win with this particular guy, it just went all bad from there. I almost got doubled up. Okay, that's how bad it was.
I got tripled up, homie.
Hey man, we hope we gonna get some better results this time. I need some revenge because, you know, M is out here walking around like she knows what she's doing. Okay, and I can't be having this. Yeah.
Nope.
They got no methodology. I don't think so. They probably do. But we sit up here doing all of the college knowledge and falling short of the goal.
That was wild. Like Corey and I were sitting here watching, checking it out, and we're just like, holy cow, what is going on right now? At least Corey won. Corey was the only guy out of the five of us to win. So, man. But hey, shout out to my boy Jameis Winston though. He's moving up that he got picked up in 3 more percent of the leagues already. So
I don't know, man. I can't. I mean, I could make some little bench moves because of injuries and stuff like that. But right now, I got to go with what I came with. I don't know what I have yet. It's only week 1. Okay, it's just you know how it goes. If you lose first 3 games, this is not the NFL. I still have a road to the comeback.
Same. I'm with you.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
You're listening to your weekly sports fix with Stix.
NFL week 1.
It's time.
It's us. We're back. Segment number 2 to hit you in the head with Stix. Hey, what we gonna do, man? We gonna fix this too? Are we gonna need to? Nah, let's not. We don't need to fix the NFL just yet. They're doing just fine, man, and they're getting all the storylines back again, just like the NFL is accustomed to doing. We talked about stuff that's going to happen. We said week 1 was going to be a heavy week before we even got started. When you guys are plugged in to the timelines on the Twitter, you know that we both indicated that week 1 is going to shake things up. You're going to find out some stuff that maybe you did not know. Okay. So, man, hey, NFL is back. I was happy to see it. I don't know why I was so much more happy to see it than probably last year or that I ever remember in the last couple of years, but it was a little exciting. And we started off with the happenings from Thursday. Okay. So I just want to know, man, what you think with, Dallas fell short losing to Tampa Bay on championship night, opening up the season on Thursday last week, a week from today. And do you think that Dallas still look good regardless of them losing that game?
Yeah, man, I had to jump on your Dallas hype train there, bro, because in the power rankings that we put out for everybody, I moved them up into the number 10 spot, even though they lost, bro. I mean, they put on a show, and I think it's going to be interesting to keep Dak stays healthy. Dak played well, not a Dak hater. I'm glad he bounced back. I'm glad he's playing good. But yeah, I definitely think Dallas deserves a shot to be recognized as a decent team at this point. And they did lose their defensive lineman DeMarcus Lawrence, I believe, to a foot injury yesterday at practice or something. So that might hamper it a little bit on their defense. But yeah, I like the way Dallas looked against Tom Brady.
And that turned out to be kind of the theme of the week was these injuries, right? Leading up to, and then, going in, and then the Dallas, they lost Gallup in the game.
Oh, that's right. Gallup
there too. So, there goes a part of their offense right there too, man. But I mean, these injuries, man, before we even start digging into the game, and there was people out for the year now. So, these names will come up. We already talked about Lawrence being lost and Gallup, but man, there's some guys that have been lost, and we'll talk about that as we roll through. But man, did Rodgers, has he given up? I mean, was he doing stuff that he wanted to do because he's salting the game?
That's what,
or was that really trying out there against New Orleans?
The Twitterverse seems to think that he was like Evander Kane in this stuff or something, trying to throw games or Pete Rose style or something like that, man. I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to see how he bounced back. And that's kind of a little bit of what I want to talk about when we get into these games. But, not what I expected. I did not believe that. And to top it off, how the hell do you throw 5 touchdowns, Jameis Winston, and only throw for 148 freaking yards? That is so wild, bro. That is so crazy to me.
Never, ever. No,
Shout out Mr. Crabtree.
I don't think I've seen a stat line like this before in my life.
I didn't know that was possible.
I mean, I looked up and saw the score because I'm watching it on Red Zone, one of the greatest inventions of all time. Okay.
I love Red Zone.
And shout out to your Red Zone. But I looked up and I see the score and I'm just seeing him light it up. So I'm expecting when I see the stat line, I'm going to see 250, 280, 5 touchdowns, 300 for 5 touchdowns, something like this. No, that's not the case. So keep your eyes on New Orleans. Don't be fooled by New Orleans because of that. All right. I'm just saying, you never know. The Rodgers thing, LaFleur's out here saying they got embarrassed. And, Rodgers is like the same old thing as always. He's like, relax, bro. So, man, it's crazy. But
hey, I told you, I remember I said Jameis would throw for 403 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. How'd that work out?
His eyes are fixed, bro. His eyes are fixed. And he's in Jacksonville. And I got another tidbit on that later on coming up.
Man, I'm seeing that. He's looking like he's got something going, man. But
of course, when you only have to throw the ball 3-yard outs and 5-yard curls, then I guess that's a little bit easier than trying to throw the ball downfield.
I'm saying. And man, in the morning game, 10 a.m. Pacific Coast time for us, one of the highlighted games I was wanting to see and to find out what happened was with the guy, Josh Allen. What happened there? They're favored. They lose heavily. It was all bad to the Steelers. And it was just, and when I just saw a little bit of the flow of it, and he threw it around. I don't have the stats right here, but he threw it around 50, 60 times with no run game. I go, that if that's what they're trying to do, that's not going to work. And it didn't work because TJ Watt showed him why he had to cash that check a couple of days earlier in the week before the game. He got the fat contract, and he went out there and went to work.
Yeah, Buffalo's got a division game this week against Miami, so Josh Allen and the boys need to figure that out.
It was crazy, man. And Fitzmagic, shoot, he got tragic for Fitzmagic real quick out there, man. And,
that was your quarterback, too, your fantasy quarterback.
That was my quarterback. So I was deep and heavy. You know what I mean? I bought all in to the WFTs. I bought a whole bunch of WFTs, not NFTs. I bought WFTs, okay?
That's
and
right.
They went south on me real quick. I don't know if that's going to be the indication for NFTs, but you never know. It might be some kind of correlation. But nevertheless, I went down in flames soon as Fitzmagic went down, man. And again, that's another one of those major injuries out there. And then Monday night, they had a whole bunch of injuries talking about coming off the Ravens. You know, their whole backfield's decimated, okay?
Jeez. Yep.
Marcus Peters, you know, former Ram heavyweight. I like him. Good guy. Talks a lot of smack. You got to respect that. He's out for the year. Man, like, this is wild for them. So then we run into the game. On the pregame, I can't remember what the line was.
On what?
The Raiders. Yeah.
Minus 3.5. It was minus 3.5.
That's what I'm thinking it was. And man, oh my God. You see, that's not the problem.
Oh, plus the Raiders were plus 3.5, 3 and
right.
3.5. That's right.
Right. So, you know, he went out there and started making it look easy at the very beginning. I go, oh, here we go. But their defense was getting chewed up. The Ravens defense was getting chewed up by Waller on that route, that little send over route. It looked like an umbrella, and he was just hitting them either way.
And did you see how many times? I mean, he was quote unquote targeted like 20 times or something like that, 17. But that was with David Carr. I mean, not even like he was wide open a few times, and Carr did not even hit him, and barely hit him in the hands a few times where Waller actually made some catches. That the defense, I mean, the Baltimore defense is definitely not the Baltimore defense of old, man, because they could have got picked apart.
For real, man. I mean, and to be honest, this was an instant classic. I mean, if you're talking about the last half of the fourth quarter to this overtime situation that watches the Raiders come all the way back from, you know, we sitting up here looking at a Justin Tucker kick to give us a chance to cover this bet to run this to overtime. You know what I mean? You got to come back against the Raiders after, you know what I mean, basically giving it back. And then we get the overtime. And you get the Raiders walk-off. Oh, no, it's not a walk-off. Bring your ass back out here. We're putting this on the half-yard line. And then, I mean, you think the game's over. Game's over. But it wasn't over.
That was so wild. Corey never like, how the hell does this happen? What the hell is going on? Way to close out week one with that, though, man. That game was absolutely insane, bro. How do you back that up with these games this week?
Yo, classic, bro. You ain't seen what else happened after that, man. You
bounce the ball off the helmet and get an interception at the half-yard line or 1 yard line.
You know what? I'm not going to quarterback sneak it 4 times. Forget that. We're better than that. I'm running spider 2 wide banana, okay, and it's going to work off the half-yard line. Boom. Oh, intercepted. We're going back the other way. And did you see the look on Carr's face, man? I mean, this is like, oh my God. I love stuff like this, man. That was beautiful, man. One of the best games that I've watched in terms of action-packed, not a blowout. Cause I love a good blowout when a team's getting ran. I love that. That's always great because it's full of action, one-sided, and you just watch them go. But this was just the most, since the on-field, the Seahawks, Green Bay Packers, onside kick, and that whole chain of events, I ain't seen nothing crazy like this since then.
That was awesome. Very awesome. What you got? Before we get into that, Should I tell the people? Should I tell the people about the week 1 betting plays from the Vegas Sportsbook? The underdogs went 12-4 against the spread. 9 upsets as an underdog in this week, the week 1. Pitt, Houston, which now it's Big Homie called. Arizona, Chargers, Philadelphia, Cincinnati, Miami, Nolans, and Vegas. Wow. That's crazy. Imagine putting a parlay on those just 4 of those. 4 of the underdogs.
I mean, how many of these games though were runaways though? Only 1, 2, but the Chargers were close. We know what happened with the Bengals and the Vikings. They had one of those games too, in a way, right. Closing it out in overtime. Out there, Miami's game was close, and we know what happened in Vegas. So, yeah, man, that's wild, man. There's some heavy competition out here. Shows you how even everything is.
And y'all know I love the over bet, but the unders were actually 9 and 7. So, toss up. You just had to pick the right ones.
Yeah, that's all it is. I mean, if they
can't play them all, you got to play the right one.
Plus 2 units if you played them all.
What's that?
You'd be plus 2 units if you played them all. Yeah, so
right around there.
If you wanted to play the whole line, but I mean, we're not doing that. But yeah, man, there's some crazy stuff that happened out there. It seemed like the West Coast is the best, man. The NFC West, which we knew where all the dogs hang. But surprisingly, the NFC West came out just like the AFC West. Both of them undefeated, 1-0. I don't know what this means right now. Probably close to nothing. Okay. But it's a nice little thing when you're looking at the standings going, yo, what happened? I mean, if Atlanta would have won, it would have been, if they would have beat Philadelphia, it would have been the NFC South would have been out there too. But yeah, man, we'll have to see what's up, man. There's a lot of hype. Matt Stafford done put the whole world in his hand. Because they're talking way too much already, way too fast. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it. They need to relax, okay? Let us build and get something going. Yeah, we got to relax, man.
Yeah, I'm sure you got a little bit more on that when you get to your game of your play of the week, homie.
Let's go. I mean, we got to give them this weekend who got it.
Oh, boy. I mean, who got it, homie? Who got it now?
It wouldn't be a show without that. I mean, I got to give them that. I mean, matter of fact, yeah, who got it? New Orleans Saints. Almost all the New Orleans Saints.
Hanging out down in Florida.
Man, hey, you go to Florida one damn time. Look what happened. Okay. That's wild, man. So, but I mean, it's nothing major from the player side. It's not going to have a heavy effect on the game at this point. It's only one player, and I think that was Michael Thomas, and he hasn't been playing anyway. But it's 6 coaches and a nutritionist. So these guys have come in contact. Hopefully the guys, these vaccines is doing what they're supposed to do, putting them to work, since these aren't player contacts with COVID. We just don't want the coaches to be giving it to guys who's still out here not wanting to get the vaccine and trying to cost the team. Shoot, man. But man, hey, you want to go through the lineup for this week, or you got some likes or some best bets? I don't know what you got. I know you got a little something.
Yeah, I'm down if we go through the games like we did last week. We could do that. We could squeeze through here. We got about 1 hour till kickoff on the Thursday. So when people listen to this, they probably won't get the whole effect of the game that how we're gonna play the game until after the fact. But
they'll be quick to tell us if we were wrong, if we said anything wrong on the Twitter, though. I know they will.
Yeah, we'll put it out there. Sure. So what you got? What you got for tonight?
I don't know, man. I mean, the line hasn't changed since it first came out. And what else so what do we know that's happened since, the line opened up? Washington lost their starting quarterback. I don't know. I mean, but I don't think that matters. I look at Tyler Heineke, who played a playoff game last year. I just saw him do it. So, I mean, I don't know. It's a like. This is not a best bet, but I think I like the WFT situation even without fits because basically what they're saying is this is damn near close on a neutral because this is, Washington being favored by 3 in DC versus the Giants with a total of 41. So, I mean, if I was going to throw down, which is probably too late, but it's never too late when you got technology. Okay. But yeah, it's a like on Washington. But to be honest, man, hey, I already told you I'm sneaky, I'm dirty, and I'm trying to get that money. I was looking at the first quarter, man, and I'm going to give this one out for free. Washington plus a half, minus 110 first quarter.
I like that. I'm down with that. We'll throw that up for everybody here in a little bit. I was looking at, the last year.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Last year, the 2 games that Washington football team and New York Giants played against each other. The first game, Washington football team, they were at New York last year, and New York pulled that one off 20-19. And then the second game they played, it was at Washington, and the Giants pulled that one off 23-20. So both low-scoring games. I think that's where the line is at the 40. I hit you up earlier. I'm telling you, I like the over, but I'm going to stay away because, the only reason I like the over on this is because I do like your Heineke play. I think Heineke's going to, do very well tonight. And the defense with the Washington football team is crazy good, and they could get Daniel Jones all, going crazy wild out there. But the problem with that is Daniel Jones is 4-0 against the Washington football team in his career.
Word?
Yep, 4-0 against the Washington football team in his career.
I mean, who knew?
But you just heard me say the last 2 games they played last year was combined to 4 points. They've won, combined 4, and Daniel Jones is, 4-0. But it could either go either way. And if you don't have Saquon 100% healthy, tonight, and, Chase Rice is going to be chasing Daniel Jones around the world or whatever, it could flip. That's why I kind of like the over on this, just because I'd lean the over, because I think the Washington's defense can change the field and also probably get a grimy touchdown there, somehow sack fumble type thing. So we'll see.
Yeah, man, with the Saquon being questionable, man, I don't know. I mean, I would be interested, I think, with that heavyweight stat you threw at the people, man. I think that it would be interesting to find out if that's what it boils down to, that there's a coin flip. How did the previous games, home versus away? You know what I mean? So
the other 2,
yeah, that would be interesting to know with them, man. So look at that. If y'all want to play that, well, shoot, by the time y'all hear this, it won't be no time to play that. But You know what I'm saying? I like Washington, like I said. We also got New Orleans. They are favored still. Okay, I'm going to get into something right here real quick. 3.5 by the home team, Carolina Panthers, with a total of 44.5. Okay, all right. I'm going to tell you, this is my opening on this, right? This is all I have to say. The line opened up at a pick 'em. So before we knew anything, before last week, we knew that it was going to be a pick 'em. What's happened since then? Okay, you got this big game by Jameis, maybe. I don't know. It was big. I mean, 112 yards and 15 touchdowns in one game. I mean, I don't know what kind of real stat line that was. So I don't really know what we have, especially as bad as Rodgers was playing. But so based on that, man, just looking at that huge line move, I would just think that the value would be playing the home team, Carolina. I mean, that would be the only way I would go, man. I realized while I was looking at this last week, man, I forgot to let y'all know, man, I don't think I need to worry about trying to pick every one, man, because sometimes I just don't, if it don't line up with my power rank or nothing, and Vegas got it right, I don't really have much to say except for watch a good game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I think I got something, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to hit them with it. But like I said, literally, I think just off of that heavy line move, I would say some value with Carolina. You can get a good price.
Yeah, that's interesting to say. I want to jump back to the Thursday night game real quick before I say something about that. I forgot to mention all three primetime games, Thursday night football, Sunday night football, and Monday night football all hit the over. So that's another reason why I like the over on tonight's game or
with these two
last night. I know, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. But hey, let's get back to the real talk. Yeah, I don't know about if it moved from 0, pick them to +3 Carolina, yikes. I don't know. If you were, I still would think that you would take the underdog in this one at home. But again, New Orleans is going to be in Florida again after where Jameis, played and got his eyes fixed and played well last week. So, yeah, I don't know if you can really count New Orleans out of this one. Are they 3 points better? Probably not. So that's why I would probably lean towards the +3 Carolina as well.
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, what do we know? What's happened since last week? I mean, that wasn't. I mean, you give New Orleans maybe a point for a really over the top win. Okay. Carolina also won their game. Okay. So, I mean, I don't understand 3 points the opposite way with home field. I just think that if you had a little money, it's a lean for me. But if you got a little money, you want to get a taste, some action. I don't know. Carolina would probably be something to look at.
What about, let's see, Houston and Cleveland? Shout out Rudy, his Browns. Houston and at Cleveland, 13-point favorite at home. Cleveland over Houston after your boy Tyrod Taylor just controlled the game last week. I looked at this one and I thought that's a lot of points. And if it stays at 13 or even moves to 13.5, which I don't know how it could, but I'd like to take the 13 while it's at 13 in a heartbeat with Cleveland, because you just don't know what they are. And Odell's probably going to be out again. So
yeah, he's going to be out, man. Yeah, I think that's too much for Cleveland on what goes on in Cleveland. They're a bunch of sad sacks, right? Stuff always goes wrong, especially for the Browns. It always goes down since John Elway, right? We know what it is. And was last week one of those ones where you rip your heart out? I mean, you can't do the heart ripping on week 1. But then again, you really can't. You can't get shook by it. You can get shook by it a little bit. That's a bad beat for them. We lost it. And it's always something shenanigans. It's a fumble or something. So that's too many points, I think, even at home. I mean, like I said, it's a lean for me. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely one that I looked at this week. It's a lean for me, but I would lean Houston. Give me all of them points, and I will play with them. Yo, we got moving on. Cincinnati, Chicago. I didn't really even look at this, man. I didn't even, after last week, watching Joe Burrow limp the Bengals over the finish line with versus the Vikings. I just don't have any feeling on this. And after what I saw with Chicago, I don't really have no feeling about this.
Yeah, about all I can say about this one is I'm just rooting for Cincy on this, just because I like Burrow. I think Chase and him are going to roll pretty good, but I don't really have a line on a pick on this one either way. Just like you said, it's one of those games where you just hope it's a good one.
That's it, man. Maybe I'll get some fantasy implication because that's the QB I got to go with. Okay.
There you go. I like it. I like that. There you go. You have something on the Cincy Chicago. Roll with Burrow. I like that.
Skin in the game.
Then you got Buffalo at Miami. Like we were talking about earlier with Josh Allen, Miami is a 3.5 point underdog at home. After what I saw from Buffalo last week, a little bit, didn't watch the whole game, obviously, but from what I could tell, they just weren't all clicking, and then gave up that special teams touchdown was a block punt to Pittsburgh. So and Miami played New England close. They didn't really show anything there either, really, right? One of those games. I do like the 3.5. I take Miami in the 3.5 on this, just until Buffalo proves me wrong.
Yeah. I'm looking and I got Miami basically a dead even team, and I downgraded Buffalo 1 point, taking a bad loss like that. But it was a loss because it just looks too bad for me in my eye, doing the eye test, not having a running game, man. So the math just didn't work out with this game. I hope Josh Allen, does a little bit of something, but they're saying that Buffalo from the open it opened at 2.5 and now at 3.5 has gotten better after losing. But I needed that other half. You know what I mean? I needed it to be on that other half. You know what I mean? So if I wanted to do it, I would stay Buffalo all day. But yeah, I don't know that 3.5 number. I don't know if they're sick or not. You know what I mean? And I don't know if Miami is bubbling, right? So I didn't have no opinion on that one either, G. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Then we got Vegas. They're taking their monster win off their Monday game. And going to Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh is -5.5 in this game as the home team versus the Raiders. When we got a total of 47.5 is what I'm seeing, and it opened at 49. Okay, so this is the way I looked at this. I kind of reverse engineered it, right? So the total before the Monday game, when this thing was open, was 49. But now it's only 47.5. Something's trending the other way, right? So, I
think from what they saw from Pittsburgh's offense, which was a complete disaster.
Garbage. Okay. I upgraded Pittsburgh 0.5 point, for the win. But other than that, I didn't really have no love for them in that game, winning like they did. But at the same time, the first home game at the Roomba Dome with the strip down the street after a huge emotional win like that, where everybody walked off the field, thought they won once, and then had to really go back and win it again and then hit the club. Yo, I don't know if they take the only way I would go in this is I would take Pittsburgh at home, just because Pittsburgh is known for playing well at home. That's just the one thing that you can kind of bank on, is that Pittsburgh plays well at home. Big Ben just struggles when he don't play there. That's just been a thing for mad years already. Yeah. So, that's the only way that I would look to go in this, even though I think Vegas is hype. Are they too hype? I don't know.
Yeah, and like I said, David Carr did not look on point last week. He was missing his targets a little bit, so it's hard to say on that one. And now he's going to be, like you said, big win, wild, crazy, adrenaline boost. Let's see how they look on the road, going out, to Pittsburgh. So, I'd have to lean with you on that one, the -6. I'd like to take -5.5 just in case, but 5.5 just to see, but interesting game. San Francisco at Philly.
Okay.
Philly's only 3-point underdog, so they didn't really get much of a challenge last week at the ATL, and San Francisco, about blew a 25-point lead against. I
could have swore it was 44-10. I could have swore it was 44-10. Then next thing you know, the Lions started getting back in it. So I don't know, bro. That was wild too.
Yeah. So this is one of those games. I don't even know where to go on this one. I would like to think that San Francisco's a better team here, but I do like the points in this one after what we saw from both offenses. It's only at 50, so I'd like to lean towards the over on this one, just because I think it could be a wild game. And for what both these teams put up last week, so I would just go lean towards the over on this.
Oh man, I mean the only thing I have, man, I know you ain't got to worry about all of this, the travel situations, and San Francisco has to travel all the way to Philadelphia, blah blah blah. I'm playing the morning game, East Coast time. I don't know if that's all that major anymore, really. And looking at San Francisco, and I don't know if losing Mostert out for the year is major for them, because Elijah Mitchell was a big pickup fantasy situation if you're up on that, to fill backfields. He had 100 yards last week. But I don't know why, man. This is my notes, and I had them here, and I'm sure that there's a valid reason behind it. Okay. I like this game, but I don't like that. I like the total. I like the total in this game. I think that you got to take the under 51 in this. Okay. And only for the reason of the 49ers losing their starting running back. You got to come back with somebody else. Are they going to really throw it around a lot with Jimmy G? I don't know. Is that what you really want to do? Philly still got a semi-stout defense out there. And Philadelphia looks like they're ready to start lighting it up. But, I mean, they played Atlanta, and Atlanta's defense is completely garbage. And we just saw what happened. So I don't know if I can give that much to them, especially going up against San Francisco's defense. They're known for something. So on the strength of San Francisco, since we know them so well, I would slide the under. But like I said, it's just a like. It's not a heavy big bet, right there. Yo, let's move to, here's something special for you. Okay. No, this is not the last of the morning, the 10 o'clock games for us, but let's do okay, look, this one was interesting. Denver going to Jacksonville, okay? Denver coming off of a hot week with Teddy Bridgewater, all that, okay? At least everybody's talking about it like he had a hot week. Young Trevor, pretty much a 50-50 week, 3 TDs, 3 interceptions. He's wilding out there. Denver's favored by 6 with a total of 45.5. And this is the one that I found the most interesting so far. At 6.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
This game has had the biggest line move. It's opened up at 2.5, now a 6.
Damn.
Again, what has happened in Denver to get us to believe that they are now this much higher rated than Jacksonville at this point? We still don't know what we have in Jacksonville, right? We still have, 3 TDs being thrown up by the quarterback. What?
Denver played New York last week. I guess we'll see if that makes any difference tonight. But if New York's still terrible, how are you? A 6 points. So that's what?
That's 3.5 points, man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's no way. Remember I was talking earlier about because the value was there. There's only one side of this game. I don't care. Don't be deluded by what you saw with Bridgewater or listen to these fools on TV talking about how great Denver was this past week. It was New York, man. You have to relax. All your money should be on Jacksonville. That's the only side you should think about in that game right there. That's the only side you should think about. It's too crazy. What happened? Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's gonna be interesting. Was the first road game for Trevor Lawrence, right? Oh no, they played at Houston last week, so I guess they'll be on the road again. But different environment, gonna be out on a real grass field, not in a dome this time, and see how he bounces back. Just the rookie part, maybe that's where they got a couple, but why? I don't know how it opens at 2.5 and then goes to 6. I don't know why it just didn't open at like 5.5 and go to like 6.5 or something. If that's the way they were going to look at it, rookie quarterback, again, and how bad Jacksonville played last week.
Well, they're saying that they were closer than they were. And just what happened last week is what made them that further apart from each other.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that right now. You can't say that. That's crazy. I said, no, not a chance. Like I said, Jacksonville's the only side on out there.
I could roll with that. So we got 2 games left at the 10 a.m. slot.
I think so.
New England and New York.
What's the other one?
Your boys in Indy.
Oh, yep. Yes, sir.
So, New England, New York. Really don't have much to say about that one. So go ahead and just roll through what you got for your Rams and Indy.
Yo,
at Indy.
Yes, sir. Rams, of course, is. I'm gonna pick it. I can pick it apart a little bit, and I talked about it a little bit earlier. But it's the Rams on the road. Now I'm going to Lucas Oil. You know what I'm saying? It's the ram in the shoe. You know what we got to do. Got to go in there and win. Got to pull it out. It's a lot of hype on Matt Stafford, but hey, the Rams going in there favored on the road by 4. Man, they getting a total of 47.5. And man, like I said, everybody just needs to relax. But I do know that maybe Carson Wentz is just still the mediocre guy. He's not like Justin Herbert out here right now. If you threw Wentz in a draft with Herbert, Mahomes, and all of them, he's like, yeah, it's not happening, right? So, but he saw a few things last week. I'm sure you watched the game, but with them playing the Seahawks. But he caught Pascal a couple of times, which is always good because that's the stand-in for what would have been T.Y. Hilton's routes. I don't know, but I mean, they lost and lost handily. So, and we know what the Rams are, but like I said, we have to relax on them right now. Y'all putting way too much pressure out there, but see, we're not that. We're not this national media who's out here, they got that heavyweight story. Let's just dig right Matt Stafford and the Rams off the rip. Don't do it. You got to relax.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I was impressed with Matt Stafford too, and it's exactly what we thought he'd be with the weapons that he has.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, look at Aaron Donald didn't even get off. So the whole machine wasn't working. Now, me being a fan official, watched everything, and that new defensive position that they got Jalen Ramsey running, it basically is like a Troy Polamalu type situation as a corner. So he just selects what guy he wants to lock every given play, and then they just run it. And I like it. So he's not running a side or nothing like that. So I dig what they're trying to do. But like I said, the Bears kind of kept Aaron Donald off him. Andy Dalton didn't play horribly. Okay. I mean, to be honest, he didn't play horribly. It was just the Rams defense, and you're not going to do a whole bunch. And then especially once Stafford started running away with it, then, you're throwing more and 3 and out, 4 and out, or turnover on downs. So I see the same kind of result. I can't see the Seahawks outdoing the Rams in anything given the similar opponent. So with all that being said, it's it's a heavy on the Rams. The 4 points because what Seahawks were given 3.5. I mean, so I mean,
I'd take your Rams and minus 3.5, 6.5, 7.5.
Hey,
I mean, and to my knowledge, the offensive line for the Colts is not bad. They're pretty good, and I was surprised how the defensive line from Seattle went up against them and played very well. And I'll talk about that when I get to the Seattle game. But I just, like you said, I believe that the Rams defensive line is better than the Seahawks defensive line. So I don't see it going any other way other than the Rams favor this week for sure. Then we got the 1:00 games. If my notes are correct, we got Minnesota, Arizona, Atlanta, Tampa Bay, Dallas, the Chargers. Do you want to talk about any of those before I get into the real 1:00 game? Arizona, I'm interested to see how Arizona plays against at home, because just looking at the line -3.5 against Minnesota, I think Minnesota's on the decline. I'd roll with Arizona and the 3.5 on this one. I just think, like you said, with or not, you didn't say this yet, but we talked about last week, I think, or JJ Watt and the defensive line in Arizona and all the weapons that they have on offense. I like Arizona at 3.5.
Yeah, that's what you have to look at there, and you want to see Arizona go out and cover that number easy, right? Because Minnesota just took a bad loss, and we already know Kirk Cousins, unless it's at home in their 10 o'clock early game window, if for whatever reason he doesn't play well, and then coming to play on the coast, who knows? But yeah, I think the only thing you'd want to see Arizona do good there. I'm not touching Tampa Bay and Atlanta. You would want to see Tampa Bay go out and cover that number too, that heavy 13. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to run it up to 14.5.
No reason why it shouldn't be, but yeah, I agree.
So, you just want to see them run out that number to chase down the blowout. I don't know, Dallas. Dallas took a bad beat. And they're injured.
One of those games to just watch and enjoy.
The only side, Chargers, Young Herb -3 would be the only side I would look at right there. But then again, Dallas could probably stay close. You never know, but yeah. So, man, go ahead and get into it.
And we got finally the Seahawks at home with a 6-point favorite is the last I saw. I don't know what you have over there, homie.
I got a open at 3.5, -3.5 Seattle. And the last number I had as of earlier was 5.5.
Okay. Well, I don't like either one. I don't like either one of those numbers.
Right.
But the 50
break it down.
54 is the over under. For even as bad as Tennessee played last week, Seahawks being at home with the full crowd is going to be, like we were talking about the college stadiums being full. It's going to be, like we saw the Rams have a full stadium last week. We're going to see, Seattle have a full stadium, which is going to be awesome to see all the 12s out there on TV. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Without having, the crowd last year, it's just going to be awesome to see. I don't know if they're a 6-point favorite from what I have, 5.5. I could probably see it as like a 3-point game. Even after as bad as Tennessee played, I think Vrabel's going to get those guys right this week coming up to Seattle, because they know they got a tough challenge to play. But like I said, reference to before, I think the Seattle's defensive line was very impressive. Their offense was very impressive. A lot of movement on the plays that they had on offense. And, the one thing that was impressive last week is they didn't go 3 and out on the first drive. So that was a win in my book.
Okay.
Because we've seen it too many times where the Seahawks offense goes 3 and out on the first drive play of the possession of the game.
Sometimes first time the first two.
Yeah, sometimes the first two. So, I'm excited for this game. Obviously, I think it's going to be fun, and I'd like to. I'm an overs guy, but I just don't see it in this one. I think it's definitely going to be an under 54 on this one. It could probably easily be, I don't. Yeah. Well, I just like the under, because I can see Russell throwing for 4 touchdowns, but I can also see him throwing for, or the Seahawks scoring 35 and Tennessee just shitting the bed, you know what I'm saying? And, not being able to put anything together. So
what does Seattle have along the lines of this year's version of Legion of Boom? Can they defend the outside and the perimeter? I don't know. I haven't seen what the squad looks like yet. So because
I can't, I don't know how they're gonna fare against the AJ Brown and Julio Jones, and
right.
Julio Jones got his talking to in the principal's office by Mike Vrabel, so that could be interesting to see how he comes up this week.
Motivation,
but we'll see how. I mean, it's just I wonder if Tannehill's time is just kind of running out in Tennessee, or the luck kind of thing is running out for him, but we'll see. I mean, not impressed with the Seahawks back end coverage, like you said. So we'll see if the defense can get pressure on Tannehill to make him throw the ball quick, because that's, if you give Julio Jones and AJ Brown time to get open, it's going to be bad news.
Yeah, man. So, and shoot, I mean, before we even end off with Sunday night, which I have a best bet for, and Monday night, shoot, we want to hit them right now, then hit them with the hometown plays of the week.
Oh yeah, right on. Yeah, what you got?
Because shoot, man, and that's a good note right there. We just gave them on the Seahawks, because I was just going to say last week your hometown homie play of the week was Carson, 100 yards and a TD, easy, right?
Yeah.
And how'd that turn out? What did he finish with?
91 yards and no TD, because they were. I mean, Russell was on fire and Lockett was on fire. I mean, how do you go away from it? But the nice thing about Carson's runs, I mean, he averaged like 5 yards a rush, 5.6 or something like that.
Okay.
And that dude runs like a madman, bro. I love the way he runs. He's takes the hit and then he'll get another couple yards, right? So, that was good. Good to see, and he was healthy.
Type of running that Seattle's used to seeing. Seattle's used to seeing hard-nosed heavyweight running.
Yeah. So when he does get the ball, he was on point. So that was good. But we did lose Rashad Penny for a couple games too. So
what?
Yeah, he's calf or something. That poor guy can't stay healthy, man.
Dude, he was the one doing all of the carries after they were up. From what I saw, every time I was on, he was back there. So you also had Myers over 3.5 field goals.
How'd that work out for me?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you had any. And I was heavy hometown play of the week. Man, was the Rams. Of course, I went with them, and I said you can take the points all the way up to double digits.
You did. Okay. Yes, you did.
I said, no matter what it is, take the points all the way up to double digits because it's easy. And what did they end up doing? Winning by 20. So, man,
cash. Straight
that's
cash.
What it is, man. It's true. While we on it, man, hey, you want to give your homies hometown play of the week right now? I'll give you mine. Then we can hit Sunday night football. Then we can hit Monday night football. And then, shoot, we can see what else we got.
Yes, sir. Yeah. With that being said, I'm rolling with the good old boy Chris Carson again. He's definitely going to get his 100 yards this time and that one TD. Because I think they're going to have to pound the rock at home to keep Derrick Henry off the field and AJ Brown off the field and all that. I think even with the offense that they have, we'll see what happens. But Carson's definitely going to score a touchdown at home, so he's definitely going to have to get 100 yards this time for sure. That's my pick, my hometown play of the week this week again. And then I can't go back to him again. I'm just going to give him this one more time.
Okay.
I know it's going to be good. Then I'm going to change it up going forward. I'll get a little something, a little different out there for you. But this one I have to go with because they're at home, first time in front of all the fans. Carson sees the end zone 100 yards.
I mean, I kind of feel you on that too, because I feel like the Rams need to kind of do the same thing, because that's one thing that I didn't see last week, is I didn't see a heavyweight productive running game, or something that was like the glue of the offense. Like, I like to see that matriculation, you know what I mean? Like they always talk about when you talk about football. So I wanted to do that too, but I saw a nice little opening, I think, that in the matchups with this game. And I think for my hometown play of the week, Los Angeles Rams, I'm rolling with Tyler Higbee anytime touchdown. You got to do it, okay? This is what we're talking about here.
Yes,
I know the shoe like I know the shoe, and I know how they like to do. Look, Leonard, he's a Russian linebacker, okay? And I hope they got somebody on scout team running these Tyler Higbee routes, because he's going to hit that bubble just like Waller was hitting all day on them, because they're a little shy. Deficiency once you get past that second layer. When you get to the secondary, you know, their safeties get stuck sometimes and they make bad decisions. I've been knowing this, and sometimes it don't even matter what year it is, no matter what name is on the back. It's that same position. It always makes this bad mistake, okay, for the horseshoe, man. And it used to cost us mad games going back to Andrew Luck and beyond, okay? So Tyler Higbee, anytime touchdown. I don't have it in front of me, the number, because I'm sure you could play it if you want to. Take my advice. Throw a couple shekels down on it, a couple ducats. That's the one. That's the one, homie. Hometown play for this week for the Rams. Let's go.
I like it. Hey, Kansas City, Baltimore, Sunday night. Baltimore 3.5 underdog. That's it.
Hey. What you think I'm gonna do? I told you, I hit you with this offline beforehand. This seems like free money, yo. I think we should have already been in. And only reason I'm not in already is because I'm become a procrastinator in the last couple of months. Because time is on my side, apparently, or maybe it's not. I don't damn know. But yo.
Or if I would have rolled up to the Snoqualmie today like I was supposed to, I would have got it in for us, but I didn't get that far.
Yo, this Kansas City game, man, Sunday Night Football versus Baltimore. Kansas City's result, comeback, given some shenanigans with the Browns in Cleveland, and they had to come back, which they always do, right? So they stuck to script. Baltimore came back on after hugging everybody twice. So did they lose twice? They're 0-2
on Monday. Yeah,
because they walked off, was already shaking hands, crying, "No, come back out here. You got to keep playing." And he even got to possess the ball again. Okay, after they thought it was over, after hugging everybody.
Yep.
He almost did a damn jersey swap too early. Okay. So Lamar Jackson, man, I don't know. I think this is a bad spot, and I think this might be a spot where you can catch Vegas slipping, because we already documented the number of injuries the Ravens are dealing with. Okay, and that's where the Raiders have kind of got a chance to exploit some of that. With Waller, you didn't have Peters out there. You could have did something, mix up the game plan a little bit, and we didn't see it. I wish I had what Cleveland got last week, but this seems too easy, man. This is my best bet. I'm giving away anonymous big homie. I'm gonna give this away for free. This is a free play. It might sound really square because it seems obvious. Kansas City -3.5 in Baltimore. Like that matters. The total is 55. Y'all might want to have some conversations about that, but I say. This one's a lead. Mahomes don't lose in September, and he's beaten Jackson every single time they've played. Okay, 3.5 points seems like light work.
Yeah, I'm 100%. I'm 100% on board with you there, homie.
But how are we? What's the conspiracy? Why does this look so crazy?
I don't know how it's not more, because the Baltimore defense just got, played that game, and they did not look good on defense either. Like I said, Carr was missing Waller tons of times, and then they might just be deflated after a game like that as well. Even just like Las Vegas is going to be deflated, when they played that game. So, yeah, I'm on board with your KC free money play right there for sure.
I swear, I feel like we found a hole in the matrix or something. Like it's a setup. Here's a bag full of loot, and it's just sitting in the middle of the street in front of your door of your spot. You know what I mean? Like there's a catch somewhere, because before this game, I had these two teams 4 points apart. Okay. The line opened up at 2.5. And they're based on, I don't know who, either Baltimore's loss the way they did or Kansas City's comeback win. That was only worth 1 point in either direction. I got them after that. Even after seeing yesterday's game, I got those 5 points apart. I just think this is a glitch in the matrix. I think they just hooked us up. Okay. I think this is a lightweight one. This is a 7-point plus win easy.
Yeah, we need to jump on it and jump on it quick. Monday night, Detroit at Green Bay. Oh boy, Green Bay's an 11-point favorite right now. Another one of those. You don't see. Yikes! I'd like to think Green Bay wins by 11, easy. But after what I saw from Green Bay last week, yikes! And with the fight that Detroit put up when they were down by 25 or whatever, they might have a little bit of confidence going into Green Bay playing Aaron Rodgers at home, thinking, hey, you know what? These guys aren't all put together, and we just busted our ass. And they didn't play. Detroit played a terrible first half, but they came out slinging in the second half with your boy Jared Goff. So,
yes, sir.
Yikes! I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about this one over the weekend and see how the weekend plays out, see what's going on. But this is one of those games. I would just take the over 48.5. I would just take the over. I'd take the easy way out and just take the over on this one, just because even if Aaron Rodgers is lackadaisically only throws for 2 touchdowns or whatever, and they're up because Aaron Jones is running the ball all over the place. With the way Detroit played last week, I think these two are going to have a shootout to prove something to each other. Both teams have to prove themselves in this one.
And that's what it is. Are we jumping the gun with this must-win game situation? But it seems like that's the case right now, not because they need to win for schedule purposes and win and getting into the playoffs, winning wild cards, things like that.
Just trying to find their bravado again,
Exactly. I'm not seeing Green Bay type situations happening last week, and I just haven't been seeing it. So I say don't be fooled by Green Bay. And you got to believe in Goof a little bit, okay? Because, first of all, his coach taught him how to bite kneecaps. And that is all he has been doing all offseason, throwing passes and biting kneecaps. Jared Goff, and I'm telling you what happened. And I know they got down crazy. And the coach went to him and told him, hey, now is the time. We're not playing that. This is not who we're going to be. We're not going to be a team that rolls over. All them kneecaps you done bit. Yo.
What do you?
Hey,
so
there's no way I would give Detroit. Now I did say. Now here, peep this out. Detroit is my 32nd team. Okay, so I took Detroit is my 32nd team. All right. I would have the line be at like 9 and they would look official. I don't know about double digits, man. After seeing what they just did,
it come back to cover.
It opened up at 10, and they came back to cover versus the 49ers.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you there 100% too, homie. This is going to be one of those games that everybody's going to tune into, though, for sure on Monday night. Not only being a Monday night game, but everybody's got that Rodgers talk going. So tune into that. Hey, we close it out real quick. We just got to tell the people Stix and ABH, our plays for week 1, 8 and 11, down 3 units because we're real about what we talk about. So
we're gonna keep it real, man. I'll let y'all know.
So bounce back week, but hey, we're gonna get back into it. The week 1's terrible. Aaron Jones, shout out to Aaron Jones and Rudy, always been on the show with us during football season last year. We'll get him back on. But Aaron Jones hates betting week 1, and I could see exactly why. You don't know anything's going on.
It's like a big ass learning experience, man.
Yeah.
It's like,
week 2 is going to be similar. I mean, this, and wholeheartedly, this could be a very similar week. You don't know. You just get to see how these teams start playing out. So, 8 and 11, we could have bounced either way. So,
hey, second half, baby. You know what I mean? I don't want to give away too many secrets, but if you're smart, you know what side to get on. Play the second half. Take a peek. Play the second half. Come on.
What else you got, Nas Big Homie? Anything cracking out there? I think we hit on everything.
Shoot, bro. I think we got everything. The only thing that we really didn't get into, though, I mean, we could close out on this and laugh our way out, but what's up with what was your opinion? Did you get a chance to watch even a little bit of the Peyton and Eli show?
Oh, damn, we did not. Oh, yes. That Peyton and Eli commentary cast that they did.
The Manning mega cast.
Manning cast way better than the regular broadcast.
Yo,
100%.
That shit was deep. I was in here, Em was tripping out. She was like, who are these guys? I had to explain. She knew faces, but she don't know, what I mean? And I'm sitting up there. The breakdown and the analysis was like nuts, man. Because it was like.
And it was fun seeing all the different athletes on there, especially, of course, Russell Wilson at the end.
For sure.
That was fun.
Yeah. It's the amount of in the moment information that they were given.
And then the banter back and forth between Eli and Peyton and, Russ and Peyton. And, did you see the part where Peyton or Sierra is like, oh, yeah, Sierra was at the Met Gala and he had like the ring on. And then Peyton goes, yeah, she's got a ring that I wanted or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
It was real. It was real and it was legit and it was awesome. Fun to watch for sure.
I think that's we've experienced this level for college national championship, right? ESPN is notorious for doing this mega cast with a whole cast of characters, Bill Walton and Keyshawn Johnson, a bunch of random just personalities up in a room, jumping up and down and doing that. I dig the way that they did that, but they need to go back on the Peyton and Eli show and look at what they did for college. They got to get that mic and the time delay. I don't know about anybody else, but I cannot stand this lag time. People got to get back in front of people and do stuff live so you can get the timing of the moment. I understand having a guest like Russell who's preparing for next game, via satellite or something like that. But Peyton and Eli got to be in the same room, man. And the only other critique that I have about the situation is they have to have the same kind of graphics or something as the game. They need to just show us the game exactly how it is on the other channel with everything else like they're watching it. Because it seemed like at some point I did feel like I needed to change it because I wasn't getting like the background stories, the play-by-play, the Al Michaels, and a little bit of that. So, and graphically it was a little bit different because they had their own footers underneath the screen and all of this. But they got to get some stats up there, do it like fantasy or something. they could swag it out real tough, man. I think that could be major. That could be next level ESPN type situations because people have been doing that since Mystery Science Theater, bro.
You heard it from the Not Big Homie right there. Mega cast with Peyton or the Manning cast with Peyton and Eli. That was pretty freaking awesome in my opinion. I was laughing my ass off. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show. Please, we need all those subscribers and reviews and all that stuff, good or bad. We'd like to hear it. Use that hashtag #SticksToSports as always. Put your power rankings out there. We got our power rankings out there. I want to hear, see some of your all's power rankings for your teams. Shout out to the This Is Funner girls for kicking the guys' ass this weekend in fantasy football. It's not going to happen again. And go to thisfunner.com for more podcasts and online content. Follow me on Twitter at Stix015. Follow this guy at homie_anonymous. And let's get some conversations going and let's have a little fun. And Nas Big Homie, what you got for the people, brother?
Yo, man. Hey, we just been out here grinding, man. And I just hope everybody enjoys a little information that we out here giving you. But it was a tough week, man. You know me, patriotic about this situation. It was hard thinking about 20 years since 9/11, man. It was real wild, man. Watching all the different documentaries and seeing how they've documented this whole situation, man. Yo, hey, that was a wild week for me, man. I took in all the 9/11 information I could possibly do because, man, that's crazy in our time. And it's amazing that we've been able to bounce back, get up out of Afghanistan and all of this 20 years worth, which is crazy, man. Shit. Yo, but check this out. We're going to stay at this business, man. This is fun.
That was Sports Fix with Stix. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show. If you want to join the show, use the hashtag SticksInSports.
Winners don't make excuses.